today's program. This is the Daily Bread Ministry. Today we are looking at Genesis 3:15 prophecy. In the book of Genesis, there is the very first prophecy given by God. And reading through the book of Genesis, you may have missed it or you may not have understood the prophecy. So we will be looking at that today. Now we all know the story of Adam and Eve. God created Adam and Eve and he gave them one instruction, one law, to not eat from the forbidden tree. And of course, they did not listen. Eve was deceived by the serpent in the garden, and eventually they both ate of the forbidden fruit and they sinned against the Lord. And in Genesis 3:15, while the Lord is giving out judgment in the garden, Adam and Eve and the serpent is present, and God is present, and he is executing judgment in the garden. Now let's take a look at it. So Genesis 3:15 states, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." Now, God is speaking here he's executing judgment to the serpent and to Eve and to Adam. And he's saying to the serpent that he will put enmity between thee and the woman. So he's going to put enmity between the serpent and the woman. And between thy seed, between the serpent's seed and her seed. So Satan has a seed, the serpent, and the woman has a seed. And he's going to put enmity between these two seeds. So it's a seed war that is taking place here. This is the prophecy of a seed war that is coming. "It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the prophecy of the soon coming Messiah. Her seed, the woman's seed, is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was born of a virgin. Of course, the virgin name was Mary. He was born of a virgin. And this prophecy here is saying that it shall bruise thy head. So Jesus Christ will bruise the head of the serpent, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So the serpent will bruise the heel of Jesus Christ. In other words, what the serpent does is very minimum damage compares to what Jesus does. Jesus completely destroys the serpent. If you crush a serpent's head, it's done. It's over. But if you bruise a man's heel, he can overcome that damage and get victory over that damage. But a serpent, if you bruise the head of a snake, it's not going to come back from that blow. It's a deadly blow. So this is the prophecy here in Genesis 3:15. The first prophecy in the Bible prophesying of a soon coming Messiah who will bruise the head of the serpent.